for NESN.com alongside Mike Cole here with the March Madness preview of the West region. And Mike, Gonzaga is the favorite in the West region. What do you make of their competition?
I would make the argument that Gonzaga probably has the easiest route to the Final Four, which is a very relative term, of course. But I just look at, that says more about the rest of the regions than it does the West. And I just think that Gonzaga is probably the best team in this tournament, top to bottom. They've got depth, they've got experience, they've got guys who can score, they have some size too. So there certainly are. It's not a top-heavy region, but it's just tough to see a team that can really give them a huge push.
One of the more intriguing storylines in this one is Northwestern making the NCAA tournament for the first time ever. They play Vanderbilt. Do you think they can also get their first win ever?
It's a nice story, but I don't think so. I just look at what Vanderbilt does. Unless they have a horrific day from the three-point line, they love to shoot threes. Bryce Drew has brought a three-first mentality into that program. They shoot threes at a rate that is higher than just about any team in the country. So if they go really cold from beyond the arc, there's a chance they lose, obviously. But you just look at Northwestern, they didn't really play anybody all season outside of their conference. Vanderbilt, meanwhile, number one strength of schedule out of conference. They're battle tested. They've played tougher teams. They've got a better ranking against BPI teams in the top 50. I just think that they've played better competition. They've got a better chance to win in a neutral site competition like this.
But we want a story like that. So which team in the West are you picking for the best chance at an upset?
At least in the first round, I like number 11 Xavier to knock off number 6 Maryland. I think you look at Maryland. Sure, they're coming out of the ACC, battle tested as well. It's just they haven't played very well down the stretch. And you look at that team. If Melo Tremble can't get hot in the early goings, and we've seen that really, especially recently. He's gone real cold from the floor. If he's not leading that charge, they're not going to score points. And if he's not making shots, they're not going to get rebounds because Maryland's one of the worst rebounding teams in the country. Whereas Xavier, great front court. They're one of the best rebounding teams in the country, 15th in the country in rebounding rate. So I think that Xavier has a chance to kind of punish them on the boards and kind of take away possessions, not give them second chances. I think if that's the case, they can do just enough to get by Maryland for at least one game and maybe even two.
Okay, real quick, what's your prediction? Which team comes out on top in the West?
I'm going to go chalk. It's kind of boring, but I like Gonzaga. Maybe a team like Arizona gives them trouble, the 2 seed, or even Florida State. I think Florida State's got some high-level talent that could maybe give them a run, but it's just they're so deep, they're so balanced, they're relatively experienced, and I think this is the year that Mark Few finally gets them through to the Final Four.
Hey, they're number 1 seed for a reason, right?
Exactly, right.
We have all of your March Madness news, so keep it locked on NESN.com.